The Confederate controversy now heating up right here in Arizona. As black leaders put more pressure on the governor, they want him to actually follow the lead of other states and get rid of these state monuments that remember Confederate soldiers and their leaders back when Arizona territory was actually part of the Confederacy. Political editor Dennis Welch live over at the state capitol tonight. And of course, the westernmost point of the U.S. Civil War was fought at the battle over Picacho Peak.
Yeah, and right now we are in Wesley Bolin Plaza by the Capitol. If you're not familiar with this area, this is state property, and it's a place of a lot of monuments. Everything memorializing everything from the victims of 9/11 to World War II, even the Korean War. And right here, the controversy is over this particular monument right here. You can see it's dedicated to the Arizona Confederate soldiers. Now, this was dedicated back in 1961, and the civil rights leaders we spoke with today says that's long enough that this has got to go away.
To many African Americans, the Confederate flag is a symbol of racial terrorism.
Black leaders from across the valley demanding Governor Ducey tear down Arizona's Confederate monuments.
Sure, it's a piece of history, but it's one thing to memorialize something that's wrong, and we can learn about history. We might as well put up a banner that memorializes the KKK.
Southern states like Louisiana are starting to dismantle Confederate-inspired memorials, while hundreds of others still stand across the country. Here in Arizona, there are 6 memorials and geographic landmarks on state land dedicated to the Confederacy, like this one across the street from the Capitol that was sponsored by the Daughters of the Confederacy.
I think that we ought to have a state that's welcoming to everyone. I talk a lot about opportunity for all. Yet at the same time, I think many of these memorials that have been put out there are there for a reason. That's why I think it should go through a citizen review process.
Ducey last week saying he will not jump into the controversy, leaving it to state panels like the Legislative Mall Commission, which does not include any African Americans or Latinos.
For the governor to try to push the buck to citizens or push the buck to a board that he appoints is irresponsible. And if the governor wants to continue to be the governor, I think he has to show leadership and make executive action.
Now, there's one other thing I want to show you here on this memorial here. And it's on the base of this memorial. It says, "A nation that forgets its past has no future." Now, supporters of this Confederate monument, that the people who want this to say that's the reason you don't want to get rid of this, that you don't want to be erasing history. But again, black leaders we spoke with today says you can teach about the Confederacy in a textbook. In Phoenix, Dennis Welch, CBS 5 News.